my name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold in support of well-being over this time. All of these films are dedicated to my colleagues who work in a hospital, UCH, and also obviously for patients, but it's for everybody over this time. So I'm very happy you can join me. These films are intended to sort of bring you a little bit of company at the same time as encouraging you to reach for some paper. Any paper will do. Make something beautiful and you'll find that it will lift your mood. When you're folding, you'll forget about everything else, and that will give you the break that you no doubt need, whether you're very busy or actually whether you just in a way are a little bit lost. Many of us have been in lockdown, and how can we help ourselves? And this is a very accessible way. Everyone will be able to find some paper. It can just be scrap paper, junk mail. Convert it into something beautiful and feel a sense of achievement. Hopefully you'll do something for yourself, which is definitely where you should start. But with time you might start finding yourself making beautiful things to give to other people, and it will make them smile and you'll be passing on the joy. And that's what I'm doing for you too. I was originally asked actually by a patient to learn origami and pass it on, so it's not something that I was naturally doing myself. I call myself a science-based artist, and so I do create. I usually make up my own things, and for quite a while now I've very much considered myself an apprentice at origami, really following in the footsteps of so many amazing people who've made discoveries, who've been kind enough to share them. But recently I've actually been having a little bit of an experiment myself. I'd assumed you have to be a mathematical genius to make origami. No, maybe, but not in this case. I have actually been just playing around, keeping a really open, playful attitude. For me, generally, with creativity works, I write, I paint, I do so many things, and I just generally go with my instincts. Just allow yourself to create something and then be amazed at what comes out. So I've been trying that approach with origami, and I've been inspired by a beautiful little traditional bird, just a little basic duck. And from that fold I've been playing, and I've found many different folds, quite a few of them up there. You might see them up there, and I'll be showing you in coming times. But this one has been particularly astonishing, and I think it's been my most liked image. I call this complete circle, and it feels like it's not a coincidence. It's pretty much a year after lockdown of having to be a lot more creative and looking after your own well-being. So it's a whole year, so it does feel like a full circle. So I call this complete circle. It's just gently sitting together without any glue. The bigger it gets, probably the harder it will be for it to stay together. Don't use shiny paper. I recommend that you use just kind of normal paper. I happen to have a lovely boxes of some gorgeous Korean papers here, which are in lots of different colours, so I have been able to use that, which has been great. So it's a very simple fold, you'll be relieved to know. It seems to be novel, this. I call it complete circle, and I'll be showing you maybe just how to make 4 units. You need to make 17, which is a fantastically mysterious number. Most pieces of modular origami are very balanced numbers, things like 8 or 16, but this is unusual, 17. It's a beautiful prime number, and I think it looks so perfect that it's probably also a bit perfect feeling because it's not completely balanced in that way. It's a prime number. 17 can't be divided. It's also, to me, it reminds me of a bud. So it's like little petals are facing inwards. They could be made to go outwards, but in this case they're going inwards. And then a little changes, they could open up. So yeah, I find it really fascinating. This has also been a special request because I've heard other people really want to make this. So I'm so happy to pass this on. This is for you. My origami comes with care, and you are very welcome to fold yourself and to pass it on and teach others. This is what I encourage, that to me it comes from an attitude of generosity. So please pass it on, pass on the origami love. So I'm going to show you how to make this unit. It's so simple, can't believe it hasn't been found before. Something to press on, piece of paper. I think we'll make a square from half a piece of paper, and then we'll make that square into 4. So the real thing you'll need to make 17. What an interesting number. So I'm going to take my A4 piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half, neatly in half. So good strong fold. There's a good strong fold. Then you can hopefully, you don't even need scissors or a guillotine. You can just tear it. Keep things simple. It's always good for well-being. Corner, and we're going to bring it over to this side to make a square. So this little duck I've experimented with so much. I found lots of different things from this, and maybe I'll be sharing more with you in coming weeks. Or remove the rectangle. Yeah. Really interesting. But it's not been through me knowing what would happen. To me, it's more like science actually, when it's like that you are experimenting and seeing what emerges. Whereas the syringe, which I've shown, I had a very definite idea of what I wanted to do and how to do it, which is more like almost sort of drawing out what you want. Whereas with this, I didn't know what was going to happen. So for me, that's really exciting. I'm now going to divide this square into 4. So in a way, I just see this as sort of physics. It's almost from the paper and about forces rather than me personally, which I rather like. But it's all good, and I think that's the beauty of origami. You can go in whatever direction you want. All rather amazing. I'm just cutting up to make 4 squares. And then I will show you how to make these little units. Super, super simple. Very satisfying to put together. One request I had was from someone who's a teacher. I thought it's a brilliant idea to encourage the class to each do their own separate pieces, and that together it will come together to make a circle. So maybe you can experiment with shading or doing writing. There's many things you could do with each of these pieces of paper and then seeing how it comes together. I'd love to see what you do together. Right. So your square, there's a diagonal. Make sure you do give it a diagonal. Your square may not have a diagonal, so I'm just going to show you that. That's it. Actually, I might as well do all 4 at the same time. So let's do those diagonals. As I said, it's really rather super simple, this. But it's not obvious, is it, from the outside how it's made, which is lovely. I am revealing the secrets. That's it. So your diagonal, our next step is to take the side and bring it to that middle line. I think it looks a bit like making an ice cream cone. There we go, from the outside to the middle, and then the same with the other one so that they meet together. There we go. As I said, it looks a bit like an ice cream cone. So let's do that with the other ones. I'm just showing you 4, but as I said, you need to do 17 if you want to make a complete circle. And maybe you can have experimented with shading, colouring or writing already on these 17 pieces of paper. Or maybe you're lucky enough to have all sorts of papers of different colours as well. I was quite lucky with that. Little Korean papers, which tend to be a little bit more just plain colours, whereas in Japan a lot more the decorative colours. But actually for this I just wanted to show the lovely form of it, so actually simple will show off the structure more. But I do love those decorative papers. They feel nice too, really more for cranes. That's it. So hopefully you've got your ice cream cone, as it were. Turn it to the back. Now all we're going to do, this is pretty much it, is take this tip, match up to the other one. So we're just folding it in half, like so. It's a nice little shape. And then folding it back. Now that is it for your subunit. This will form the inside of the circle. This bit you see, and this bit will tuck into the next one. But let's do that again. And then you'll see how they look to each other. So again, sorry, it's like the ice cream cone. Turn it over. How am I going to go from the top, bottom, link them up together. That's right. And fold it back. There we go. That's it. Let's do it with the other two. Ice cream cone, turn it to the back, fold in half. So you'll soon find yourself doing this quite quickly. Very pleasing. I think you'll find it quite meditative as you just becomes automatic. That's really rather lovely. But you're just present with the paper. You don't think of anything else. Just enjoying the feel of it, the touch of it, the structure, and it's very pleasing how it will slot together. Again, ice cream cone, turn to the back. We've done 4. And then I'll just show you how they link together. And then I'm going to let you finish off your own one. But you'll know how to do it. Complete circle. There we go. Right. So they also almost look a bit like buds already, don't they? I love this simple shape. So what you've got is you've got 2 slots and you've got 2 prongs. One goes into the other. So have them the same way round, and one will go into one side, one will go into the other. Requires lots of concentration, which is a good thing. Can you see one slotting into the other? And you'll find that there's a sort of a little bit sticking out. I tend to try to shuffle until that's a little bit smoother. And it's beginning to give a bit of a curve, and that's going to be the inside of the circle, and it's just lovely, this kind of raggedy inside, really quite perfect on the outside. I like one person's comment which just felt so profound, as loves that it's a perfect circle from a square of paper. I don't know why that feels really profound. It really does. And there's no cutting. So again, you've got the little slots, you've got this one, and hopefully you'll see, again, it would stick out like that, but I'm shuffling it until this fairly lines up. And another one. It doesn't look as though at this point that it would become a circle, does it? But 17 later, you would find that it does. So there we go. It's a lovely little sculpture. Keep going. And maybe you can also make your own complete circle. You can see up there I've made one that's a perfect circle that's just white there. So that is just using the white. But it might be a chance to do some beautiful shading, writing, whatever you think. Or if you do have different shades, time to find your 17. Whoops. And I have been actually hanging mine up, so you can just gently hang up over something. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will have some more new designs that I've found as well. It feels more like a little discovery really, but a really fun one. I hope that's brought you joy too. Thank you very much. And each week I'm doing a live fold as well at 2, so on YouTube, so that can support your well-being as well. I hope it makes a difference. Keep reaching for that paper. It will do good things for you. I know it does for me. It's a little bit like mental gymnastics. It just helps you look after yourself constantly. Along with, you should definitely make sure you get out to exercise. That for me is also the other side and the other balance of it. I try and definitely have a run every day, or either a run or a walk every day. Definitely a walk every day. Go and look at nature too. It will always make you feel better. So I've been looking at these little buds, and that's what I've been thinking of. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye.